What's up everyone, my name's Eric Hunsaker, and in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to hire freelancers on Upwork. I'll break down how to post your first job, how to find the right freelancer for it, and what settings and filters to actually pay attention to. I'll show you how to avoid the most common mistakes that people make so you don't waste time going back and forth with the wrong candidates. Now, before we get started, I just wanna let you know that this video is sponsored by Upwork. Do you ever feel like hiring someone online should be easier than it actually is? I used to think the same thing. A while back, I was scaling up my YouTube channel and I knew I needed help, specifically a video editor who understood tutorial content and wouldn't ghost me after a few projects. I tried posting on job boards, reaching out to referrals, but it was slow and honestly way too expensive. That's when I gave Upwork a shot, and that's when everything changed. I posted a job, got high quality proposals within an hour, and found someone who's still on my team today. Now, if you're in the same boat, trying to get help for your business without wasting time or money, then this video is for you. Upwork is the world's largest marketplace for freelancers with over 10,000 skill sets represented, from designers and developers to virtual assistants and content writers. Whether you're building an app or you just need someone to manage your inbox, there's probably a freelancer for it on Upwork. Step 1, set up a client account. Just click the link down below in the description to get started, and it'll bring you to this page right here. All you need to do is go ahead and click on sign up for free, either down here or in the top right-hand corner. You'll be asked whether you want to work as a freelancer or hire someone. We're gonna choose hire for a project. Then fill in your name, email, password, and country, or you can sign in with your Google or Apple ID if that's easier. It only takes a couple minutes, and once you're in, you've got access to one of the biggest freelancer networks in the world. Now, here's a little pro tip. Before you do anything else, verify your email and payment method. Freelancers can actually see whether a client has verified payment, and they're way more likely to apply for your job if that green payment verified check mark is there. Plus, it makes you look serious, not like someone who's just browsing. So after you go ahead and click on sign up, this is where you'll be brought next. So we'll go ahead and select I'm a client hiring for a project, and we'll go ahead and click on join as a client. And it's just gonna ask you to fill out your name, email, and password. Step 2, post your first job the right way. You can either write your job post from scratch or let Upwork's built-in AI help you out. And honestly, the AI is actually helpful. Gives you a starting point and it suggests titles, rates, and categories, but you'll definitely want to tweak what it gives you. Let's say you're hiring a video editor for your YouTube channel. A basic AI prompt might spit out, I need a video editor for my YouTube channel. Cool, but that's bland. You want to go deeper. Try something like, I run an educational YouTube channel and I'm looking for a long-term editor who can help bring more polish and consistency to my content. Videos are mostly tutorial style and range from 10 to 30 minutes. I value clear communication, creative input, and meeting deadlines. That's already better. It sets the tone, gives context, and helps you attract people who are the right fit. What to include in your job post. A clear product description, the kind of work that they'll be doing, hourly versus fixed price, desired skill level, entry level, intermediate, or expert, any tools or platforms that they'll need to know, example styles or references, especially for design or video work, expectations on turnaround time, communication, and if you want someone to do a test task, which I highly recommend, say that it's paid. Upwork does not allow you to request free samples, and honestly, you shouldn't anyways. Okay, so before we can get to the job posting, we need to finish up our setup here. So we'll go ahead and answer these questions about our business, and we'll go ahead and click continue. Then it's gonna say, let's start with your first job post, and we can go ahead and either get started using AI or without it. So for this, we'll go ahead and we'll use the AI. So let's go ahead and we'll start this from scratch. All right, and that just about used all the characters, so let's go ahead and click continue. Then here it's gonna tell us about the budget or your best guess. So we can do hourly rate or a fixed price. Let's go ahead and do a fixed price, and we'll go ahead and maybe per video, we'll do something like $50. And we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, and as we can see, the AI very quickly went ahead and made this job post for us. So it went ahead and gave it a description, category, skills, scope, location preferences, budget, and then there's some other stuff down here as well. Step 3, choose hourly or fixed price. Fixed price is great for well-defined, one-off tasks with a clear deliverable. You'll fund the project up front. That money goes into escrow and it's released once the job is done and you approve it. Hourly. This is best for ongoing or more flexible work, like editing weekly videos or managing your inbox. The freelancer logs hours using Upwork's time tracker, which takes screenshots and records activity levels. Personally, I lean toward hourly for anything ongoing. It's simpler and it gives you a better idea of how long things actually take. But you can go ahead and decide. Step 4, set your budget. Upwork gives you a suggested range based on your job description, but it's just a starting point. A beginner video editor might be $10 to $15 an hour. A pro might be more like $40 to $60 an hour or more. You can set a rate range like $25 to $45 per hour and filter applicants accordingly. But don't just chase the lowest rate. You usually get what you pay for, and you'll spend more time fixing problems from a cheap hire than you would just paying a solid freelancer upfront. Now, if you're not sure what the going rate is, browse freelancer profiles in your category. Look at what others are charging and compare it to their work samples and reviews. So back to our job posting here, we can go ahead and add some screening questions, which are optional. So you can go ahead and write your own questions and you can select or add up to 5. There's also some suggested ones here that you can go ahead and select. So for ease, I'll go ahead and just select a couple of these. And then below that, we have advanced preferences. So here, this is again where you can choose your English level, hours per week, hire date, and number of professionals needed, as well as talent type. Next is the contract to hire opportunity, which is optional. So you can let talent know that this job could become a full-time role. And for now, I'll go ahead and select not at this time. So next, we'll just go ahead and hit continue. And it's going to say, please verify email and phone. So let's go ahead and do that. Step 5, filter the flood of proposals. Now, once your job is live, expect to get a flood of proposals, especially if your rate is fair and your job post is well written. And while that might sound overwhelming, it's actually a good thing because Upwork gives you plenty of tools to separate the great freelancers from the not so great ones. Here's how to manage the madness. Use screening questions. Include 1 to 2 specific questions in your job post. These don't have to be complicated, but they should be relevant to the job. For example, what's your favorite editing software and why? Can you share a YouTube video that you've edited recently? This weeds out people who are just copy pasting the same pitch to every job that they see. If someone doesn't answer your questions or gives a lazy reply, that's already a red flag. Vet with reviews, ratings, and samples. So before you even message someone, Upwork gives you a full profile to explore, complete with star ratings from past clients, written reviews that show how they've performed on previous jobs, work history so you can see if they've done similar projects, and often work samples or portfolios that you can actually look through. Someone might write a great proposal, but if they've got a pattern of missed deadlines or poor communication in their reviews, it's worth thinking twice. Shortlist the good ones. Now, when someone stands out, hit the thumbs up icon to add them to your shortlist. This doesn't hire them, it just makes it easier to organize and compare your top picks later on. Archive the rest. Don't feel bad about hitting archive. You're not ghosting anyone, you're just being efficient. If someone sends a low effort pitch, doesn't follow your instructions, or clearly doesn't have the skills, move on. It's not personal, it's just part of hiring. So let's go back to our job posting that we started the other day. We can go ahead and start scrolling through these freelancers. As you can see, you can go ahead and see their profile picture, their name, and a little short blurb about them. You can also see their rate, their job success, and how much they've earned. So again, to go ahead and shortlist someone, you can go ahead and just click on the little heart next to them. You can also create a specific list. Step 6, interview briefly and test. Now for top candidates, start a quick chat. Ask some clarifying questions. If you're hiring for something creative like design, editing, or writing, give them a small paid test. For example, here's a 1-minute clip from my latest video. Can you edit it in your style? That small test will tell you more than 10 emails ever could. You'll see how they communicate, how fast they work, and what their actual output looks like. Bonus, you can reuse that test project across 3 to 5 candidates without a huge time or money cost. Step 7, hire your freelancer. Go ahead and click hire and then send them a contract with the agreed terms, like hourly or fixed rate. They'll accept and then you're off to the races. Make sure to reiterate expectations in writing, set up milestones if it's a fixed price job, check in regularly, especially early on. The first week or two is all about building trust. You want to be clear, give feedback, and don't assume that they can read your mind. Step 8, manage your project inside Upwork. All your messages, payments, files, and deadlines live inside Upwork. It's actually a pretty clean system. For hourly contracts, they'll log time using the Upwork app. You can view screenshots and time reports. You'll be billed weekly with time to review before you're charged. For fixed price, you approve each milestone before funds are released. You can request changes or revisions before hitting approve. Step 9, leave feedback. Seriously, do this. Your review affects the freelancer's job success score, which can impact their future work. And your freelancer will review you too, so be fair and honest. If things went well and you plan to keep working with them, say so. It helps them build their profile, and it's a nice way to recognize their effort. Bonus, use the project catalog for smaller jobs. Now, Upwork also has a feature called the project catalog, which is kind of like Fiverr. Freelancers list pre-packaged services with set prices and timelines. Just browse the catalog, pick a package, and purchase it like an online product. It's great if you don't want to write a job post and go through the hiring process. And the freelancers still get paid through Upwork's secure system. Upwork pros and cons. So now that you've seen how hiring works on Upwork, let's zoom out for a second. Is Upwork the perfect platform? No, but it does have a lot going for it. And here's a quick breakdown. Starting with the pros. There's a huge talent pool. You can find people for almost any skill, from voiceovers to web development to customer service. Built-in protections, escrow payments, time tracking, dispute resolution, and verified reviews give both sides peace of mind. Flexible hiring options. Post a custom job, browse the project catalog, or search and invite freelancers manually. Solid communication tools. Messaging, file sharing, and video calls all happen right on the platform. AI-assisted tools. The job post generator and talent matcher help save time and surface quality candidates fast. Now for the cons, it can feel overwhelming, especially on popular jobs. You'll get a lot of proposals and not all of them will be good. Fees add up. Freelancers pay service fees, usually 10%, and clients pay a small processing fee per payment. It's not huge, but it's something to factor in. Quality varies. Just like any marketplace, not every freelancer is a rock star. You still need to vet carefully. Support is hit or miss. Most of the time things go smoothly, but when problems do come up, support can be a bit slow. How does Upwork compare to other hiring platforms? Now, there's no shortage of freelance platforms out there, and they each have their own vibe. Here's how Upwork stacks up. Fiverr. Better for quick, predefined tasks. You browse gigs and purchase like you're shopping on Amazon. There's less back and forth, but also less customization. Toptal focuses on elite, pre-vetted talent. It's great if you need a senior developer or designer, but it comes at a premium. Freelancer.com. This is similar to Upwork, but it often feels a bit clunkier and has more spammy proposals. It still works, it just requires more filtering. People Per Hour, Guru, and others. These are smaller platforms with niche audiences. You might find hidden gems, but fewer freelancers overall. Direct hiring or agencies. More control and potentially deeper relationships, but it takes more time and usually costs more. Bottom line, Upwork sits in the sweet spot. It's big enough to find talent for almost anything, structured enough to keep things safe, and professional and flexible enough to match whatever kind of project you're working on. So if you're willing to invest a bit of time learning how to use it well, it can save you dozens or even hundreds of hours and help you grow your business faster. So is Upwork worth it? Yes, but it depends on how you use it. If you expect to find rock stars for $5 an hour, you're gonna have a rough time. But if you're willing to spend a little time vetting people, communicating clearly, and investing in real talent, then Upwork can be a lifesaver. At the end of the day, hiring on Upwork is just like hiring anywhere else. It takes a little work up front, but when you find the right person, it's absolutely worth it. So if you're thinking about giving it a shot, go for it. Post that job, review those proposals, and start building your team, one great freelancer at a time. Now, if you want to get started with Upwork or any other products that we recommend, you'll find links for them down in the description below. These are affiliate links, which means we earn a small commission when you use them at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using them, we thank you so much in advance. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on this channel, we make videos videos dedicated to helping new and existing entrepreneurs get started and succeed in business, so be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.